just always had a hankering to have a guitar, you know, from when I was little. Couldn't afford one, but as soon as, actually one of my older sisters spent about a week's pay on a guitar for me, a white Framus, I remember that, yeah. And that sort of kicked it off. No, just amazing. Couldn't believe it. It was electric too. Took a while to get an amp, but yeah, it was good. Loved it. Lots of family and friends in those days sit around and just have a sing-along, a few beers on the weekend instead of watching telly. No telly back then, I don't think, was there? But yeah, that's what sort of started me, and just seeing, you know, a bit of good fun, everybody standing around and having a beer and singing songs, old songs, country songs, all sorts of songs. So yeah, that's what sort of got me interested in the vocal side of it. I think I said to you, I might have gone to woods music in the old days and got a piece of music. I think the first one was Are You Going to San Francisco? Had 4 chords and little charts above the words, and yeah, just nutted out a few chords. I still play an A back the front and open A back the wrong way, but yeah, playing the first couple of gigs, it was just something in it. You know what that's like. You can't explain it. It's just, I don't know, being up there in front of the crowd and the thrill and seeing their faces, watch them start to tap the feet and move the hands, and you know they're having a good time, they're up dancing. So it's always been about that. Always work right through until the last, well, till I stopped sort of performing about 2 or 3 years ago. There was always work around. You had to be sort of versatile to get the jobs, be able to play a bit of everything, like from country to rock to something a bit heavier. But as far as work goes, like, it's a lot different to what it is now. Every pub had a band, every corner there was a band playing in every pub in Ballarat. We had stacks of work wherever we went. Yeah, I suppose some of the good ones were the big ones, festivals and stuff that we played at with lots of people. And first one would have been the Wandon Festival, down past Hanging Rock down that way. I reckon that was in about 1976, I think. I've still got the tickets, the band badge, you know, band only, let these guys in sort of thing. It was great. And yeah, there were thousands of people there. I can't remember how many, but when we rocked up on stage, I think the band was called Night Owl. And the guy said, "Oh, you can't call it bloody Night Owl, it doesn't sound, what's your name?" Kevin Thompson. He said, "Well, we'll call it the Kevin Thompson Band." So, and that stuck for years and years and years. I couldn't begin to name all the guys that I admire on guitar. Bit of soul, not a lot of notes, you know, like I'm not into the, like I admire, there's a lot of young guys that come in here, like a lot of the young guys just play a million notes a minute. Haven't really got the feeling yet. The older they get, I don't know, the sweeter it gets, they just sort of got that feel. But that's what it's about, I reckon, you know. That I really think that not quite as many licks and a bit of, you know, soul in it makes a difference. I guess I'd been working in the mines for a fair while. Then I went back sort of welding in a factory for a little while and got hurt. Had an accident, a bit of back and neck injury, so I knew I wasn't going to be underground shoveling anymore or working in factories, so I thought something I've always wanted to do is the guitar, you know, the repairs and stuff, because I've been around them so long. So I went to the guitar doctor in Torquay, Jim Dyson, his name was. He'd give me a bit of a kick off on it and a few of the basics, and took me through, and then I just started working on all my mates' guitars for free, sort of, till I got better at it, and then, yeah, just kicked off in the shop. 25 years ago in November, I think. Probably the biggest thing that comes in is the fretwork, you know. Either refretting or fret dressing and change pickups for people. Straightening necks, intonations, you know, replacing nuts and saddles and stuff on acoustics. And I probably built about, I don't know, probably 25, 30 guitars, electrics and all sorts of stuff. Mostly electrics and basses. I think Keith and I built about 30 or so lap steels. Acoustics, I built one. So one right from scratchish sort of thing, you know. But I repair those sort of things all the time now. You know, broken necks on acoustics and smashed bodies, and within reason, you know. Yeah, I think everybody thinks they're a guitar builder and everybody has a crack at it. But it's all about, I guess most of them just buying a body and a neck and screwing it together and dropping the electrics in it, and it's not the same as cutting a bit of wood out and, you know, cutting the neck out and ratting out for the truss rod and putting the whole thing together. But there's a lot of backyarders around now. I guess because the internet's there with so many parts available, everybody's having a crack at it, yeah. But I still get the work after they've stuffed it up, they bring it in here and I refix it again, so I can't lose anyway with repairs. I really think the last few years it's become a bit more acoustic. There's a bit more of that sort of Irish flavour to it, a little bit. Yeah, I think that's a lot more acoustic guitar sales now than there is electrics. But just since we've been running the Facebook site the last few years, there's some absolutely amazing guitars on there that people have bought in that I think, geez, where did they get this from, you know? And myself, I picked up a 1931 Martin 0021 from like a garage sale type thing for $150, sold it for $12,000. I mean, it's just one-off. I always talk about that one, but just Gibson's Maitons. I'm really fond of the old Maitons. I love some of the old jazz body Maitons and things. And I reckon I have about probably 150 guitars stashed away somewhere around the place. From things that are not particularly playable, that they just look great, you know, 60s looking 12 strings with, you know, Bigsby's on them and ugly looking things. I love that sort of stuff. But yeah, but you can't beat a good old Strat or a good old Les Paul or an SG or all the good old standards. Telecaster's one of my favourite. Yeah, everybody's looking for that valve sound now, if they can afford it. Whereas once upon a time, the old valve amps were cheap as. Now they're sort of a bit boutiquey and lots more money, but people still buy them. And guitars, like I've seen all these weird and wonderful inventions that have come out to, you know, better the guitar or make it some sort of, it always just comes back to the standard old guitar with the standard old, you know, pickups, and take all the crap off it, and you just, yeah, it's never changed really. They've tried everything to improve guitars over the years, and they're back where they started. It's a bit like valve amps. So yeah, that's what I've noticed anyway. I mean, I've got a lot of, I've made so many friends, like so many acquaintances, like hundreds and hundreds of people that I wouldn't have known if I hadn't been in the music industry. Yeah, lifelong friends made through the industry and through music and playing in bands, fixing their guitars and playing at festivals with them. So I still get the old people that come in with some beat up old, you know, $100 classical and say, can you hear the tone on it? The tone is just amazing. I say, it's bloody terrific, you know. Can I put a set of strings on it and give it a clean up for you? And, yeah, that always amazes me. Everybody's always got a guitar that belongs to somebody and it's got the tone. It's just like, you know, strings made from, what is it? Golden unicorn hair or something, you know. But they're usually pretty average. There are some really nice things that come in that sort of amaze me, like one of the young guys comes in here, his dad's got a genuine old 60s Beatle bass, you know, Hofner, one of the real ones, not one of the copies, so. But L series Strats, and there's just some really good guitars still around, but there's a lot of junk mixed in with it too. I mean, I don't know where they go. Like, there are thousands of guitars that I've sold since I've been doing it, and plus everybody else. Is there a big graveyard somewhere? I don't know what happens to them. I really don't know where they go. Even the guys that work here say, I can't believe we sell so many guitars. Where do they go to? But the same guys still come back and buy another one. So I don't know whether they shift them on or give them to family or they end up in the tip some of them. I really don't know. But I don't know. I think it's just versatile. It's the sort of thing, you know, you can take anywhere. good old acoustic to the campfire, to a gig, to, you know, just about anywhere. You know, you can't exactly take a trumpet around and have a sing-along, or, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. An auto harp or even a piano, you know, where do you put that? You can't sort of sit around and have a good sing-along or a bit of fun with, you know, a few guitars, having a bit of a jam. It's nothing like it. So yeah, it's portable, that's what I'm thinking. Take it anywhere. And anybody really can play a few chords on a guitar. They're not all as good as me, you know. But no, seriously, they're portable and good fun. Yeah. I remember one guy bought an Ibanez. He wanted to change the pickups in the machine head, so we sold him a pickup, a humbucker. It was the Marzia. I remember it was down the old days when I was down the Bridge Mill 20 odd years ago. And it was a really nice looking guitar, but he decided to customise it himself. So he put the pickup in, he cut a hole in it, chiselled out a hole in it with a chisel and a hammer, and put the pickup in the wrong spot. And then he actually used 2-inch nails and nailed the bloody machine head straight through the headstock of the guitar. It was all cracked, and we're going, what have you done? You know, he said, hot adds character, you know, I did it myself. And he had an input jack hanging through the back of the guitar, not attached, like just to the pickup. So you just plugged it in, had no knobs, no volume knobs, nothing. It was just a pickup hacked into the front of it with an input jack hanging through a hole in the back and a set of machine heads nailed on with nails. And they were bent over on the other side on it. Classic metal. But yeah, with guitars, it's always the last 10 years, it's just become busier and busier, and like I really struggle, you know, look around the workshop a bit and you'll see there's probably, 25 guitars sitting there ready for work on them. And it's always like that. But most guys write for a couple of days. If they're doing a gig, they want to, you know, they get in by Wednesday and say, look, I need it Friday or Saturday night, we've got a big gig on in Melbourne or something, so they're always good like that. But it does get a bit overwhelming at times, and I'm really sorry I didn't sort of have somebody a bit younger here with me long enough to sort of teach this to. And a lot of guys are always asking, can I come in and, yeah, show me how to, and I just can't, you know, it's not something you can just learn in a few visits. It's lots and lots of years of, you know, just delving into it and learning stuff all the time, little tricks of the trade. I'm going to give it up when I'm 75 at least. I'm not going past that. I don't know, I just can't ever see myself not working on guitars. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it gives you a buzz when you get something in that's really, you can see the goodness in that guitar. You think it just needs, you give it a big cut and polish, clean the gunk off the neck, you know, polish the frets, do the intonation, give it a strum, and you think, geez, that's really bloody good, you know? We often do that here, like, you can just put a guitar on the bench and just strum it, you can hear that it's better. It's amazing. You can play a guitar and the intonation can be out and you'll think, this is crap. Do the intonation, straighten the neck a bit, the nut, the saddles, and give it a bit of a clean up, and you play it, it's like a whole new guitar. Yeah, so I still get a buzz out of that. I still like taking something and putting the hours in and making it really good. I've done a few of those recently. A couple of great old Maitons from the 50s, electric ones, cutaways and stuff. Cleaned them right up and refretted them and fixed the electrics in them and never paint them, you know. I just reckon it's not a few lumps, a bit, you know, wood off and stuff. As long as they still look cool and a bit of character and sound good, that's all that matters.